Oh my gracious. Whew. Good afternoon. For those of you who follow me, y'all know that I'm in Africa. Well, I'm supposed to be in Africa. What you all don't know is that I'm not right now. I'm actually back home, only for a brief. Had to come in and take care of some business and take care of some personal things and this, that, and the third. And I know y'all looking at me like, well, dang, Shavita, you coming up here looking a hot mess with that thing on your head, tissue hanging out your nose, and acting like you're out of breath, this, that, and the third. Let me tell y'all something. A lot goes on in 24 hours for me. A lot goes on in 24 hours for most of us. It's not just me, it's for most of us. So much goes on. I was in here doing some research, as I'm always doing, whether it's understanding, biblical understanding, or trying to get my business up and running, or just whatever. I'm always doing research. And for those of you who I'm connected with, and y'all, stay connected with me, y'all know that I've been sick. And I got sick from this woman who was on the plane. And I just want to give y'all something on that, because the title of this is Know For Sure. Or Know For Sure. Or no, what's the title? Be sure that you know for yourself. Something like that. I don't even know my own title. But anyways, I want to get to the point. Okay, so look. In my travels, coming from Africa, coming back to Virginia, I had to take numerous flights to get back here. That's just the process. Like, you're not going to find one flight that take you from one spot all the way to Africa nonstop. It's just going to be impossible. So, en route to coming back, I had to take multiple planes. And on my second plane, I had to do a quick turnover. Like, I had to take one plane that wasn't connected to my original flight. And they delayed that plane, and I was already scared to take that flight to get me to the original airport that I needed to get to the actual flight to bring me home, because of the timing. The landing time for that particular flight at that airport was like an hour from me getting off the plane to me having to be on the second plane. And if any one of you are familiar with the process of getting from one plane to the next, then when you get to the airport, you have to go in and collect your luggage. And that's a process, because you can't just go and walk up to the spot and collect your luggage. You got to wait on people. So everything is time consuming. So when I got to the airport that I was actually leaving to actually get here, I didn't have a whole lot of time. So I was nervous. I was hoping not to miss my flight. And I was just sitting up here going through my head, how I'm going to be able to get off this plane, into the airport, and move quickly, because it's not just about you. Other people are there trying to do the same thing or other, similar things as you. So when I get off this plane, I don't know how, because there wasn't none that I put in place. Only thing I can say is it was by the Most High's plan. And as soon as I got off the plane, this man standing there, and he asking questions. He's like, are you connected to another flight? And I was like, yes. And he was like, well, don't go nowhere. Stay right here. And I'm like, okay. I'm thinking, I don't really know. I guess the airport got something going on where he's, going to try to orchestrate things. That's what I'm thinking. So then he's like, you with somebody else? And I was like, nah, I'm just me. So I'm like, why he asking that? So then some other people was getting off the plane, and he was asking them questions. So it came down to me and a couple. So it's three of us who have a connecting flight, and all three of us are getting on the same flight. So this man escorted us from that flight into the airport to get our luggage. Like, he interceded everything that we needed to do in order to move quickly. And the whole time I'm just thanking the Most High, because I don't know. I know that if I had to do it on my own, I probably would have missed my flight. This man put us on a fast track. He moved us from plane inside the airport to our bags. He did everything that we needed to do. He orchestrated it. And the only thing I can say was thank you, Abba Yah, because the plane that I got off of had absolutely nothing to do with my next flight. They had absolutely nothing to do with one another. So I'm just thankful that the Most High brought somebody there to make sure that I can catch my flight. So when I go to get on the second plane, of course, with this man, we was moving fast, and I knew we needed to, so I wasn't mad about it. So I get on the next plane, and I show the flight attendant my ticket, and she tells me, she say, seat 15A. I didn't pay no attention to, I promise you, I didn't pay attention to my seat or nothing. I was just allowing these people to guide me and to direct me to where I needed to be. I didn't question them. I didn't double check behind them. I didn't know anything other than what they was telling me, and I listened to them 100%. I get on this second plane. People are already boarded and seated and everything. And I see seat 15A. It's a window seat. So I'm like, yeah, a window seat. I get to take pictures. But then there's these two people sitting there. And they look like they could either be brother and sister, husband, wife. I don't know. So I get in. I let them know this is my seat. I sit down. 30, 45 minutes into the flight, the lady start coughing. Here I am. Oh my gosh. I'm thinking, well, maybe she's just choking. Sometimes your throat get a little dry and you just get a little irritated. But then it's like once she started coughing, she couldn't stop. And then I noticed I can hear phlegm coming up. So now I'm getting mad because it's like I've been sitting next to you for 30, 45 minutes and you've been sick this whole time. We've been conversing a little bit. We pretty much sitting arm in arm. I'm at this window. I'm at a standstill. Like all of your germs hitting the window and bouncing back in my face. So now I'm getting irritated. So I instantly reach in my briefcase and I get a mask, and I put my mask on. I'm using hand sanitizer, and now I'm trying to sanitize my stuff, but I'm still mad because you on this plane and you sick, and I can hear it in her, and now I can smell it. Because when a person has like a sinus infection going on or something going on, you can smell that. So I'm sitting next to this woman, and I'm really hot because it's like anything I do, I have to go through her. Like if I have to go to the bathroom, I got to go through her. If I need to eat, because now I'm on this plane that's taking me from Africa to Amsterdam, which is like a 6-hour, 7-hour plane ride. So I'm heated because I'm sitting next to sicko. You know what I'm saying? So I try to get my mind off of it, and I put my earpods in my ear, and I'm on my phone trying to tune out the fact that I'm sitting next to somebody who's sick who should not be on this plane. So we get to our next destination, and we had to go to another airport in Africa. And so I'm so tuned into what I got going on that when the new passengers come on board, I'm not even paying attention to them. So another something that you don't know about me is I have hearing loss in my left ear, so I can't hear that well. So I have the ear pod in this ear, and this ear is empty, but I can't hear nothing. So I done tuned everybody out. So I heard this faint voice saying something, but I'm not thinking they're talking to me. Like, why would you need to be talking to me? So I'm ignoring it. So the woman who's sick text me and say, she said you in her seat. So I kind of get irritated again because now sicko is touching me. So I look up, and it's this older white woman, and she kind of like got an attitude. I guess because she felt like I should have heard her the first time, and I'm assuming she had to have said it at least twice, maybe more, that I was in her seat. So, instantly I start putting my stuff up, and then I pull out my ticket to see where I belong, because I'm like, well, I'm not trying to dispute nothing at this point. I really ain't. I just want to know where I belong. So then I pull out my ticket, and I see that I belong in 15D. So, okay. So I get my stuff, and I move over, and the lady, she like, well, I want to make sure I get me a new blanket and pillow because that's contaminated. And I said, well, just grab mine. Again, I'm trying to be peaceful. I ain't trying to have no issue. So then she switched out the one that I was using for the one that was over in 15D that had been untouched. So now I'm in 15D and I feel better because I'm no longer sitting next to the girl who got the cooties. But now this older lady sitting in my seat and she had a nasty attitude. So now I'm thinking, well, that's kind of what you get because you had a nasty attitude towards me. So you need to sit to the next to the lady who got the cooties. That's what I'm thinking, you know. So I'm sitting there and I'm just like, man, I'm so glad I ain't sitting next to the old girl no more. So now, you know, the flight continue on, and now, mind you, I'm no longer sitting next to the window. I'm sitting in the middle of the plane, and in the middle of the plane is 4 seats. But in those 4 seats is only 2 passengers, me and another lady. So when that lady get on the plane, she look at me and she like air high five because by the time the plane get ready to take off, nobody else has sat in those other 2 seats. So now me and her have extra seats that we can use for our pleasure, for our comfort, all this, then the third. So I still didn't think about why did I have to switch seats. I didn't think about it. Did not think about it. But I'm sitting here today doing something completely different than concentrating on my experience and my flight. And something tells me, go check your plane ticket. Go check the plane ticket that you had. Because as I said, I've been sick pretty much ever since I came back. And as of yesterday, I believe that my sickness is COVID because I can't taste and I can't smell nothing as of yesterday. So I'm mad that I'm sick, right? I'm mad that I'm sick. So when I went and go check my plane ticket, nowhere on any of my tickets does it say that I'm supposed to be sitting in seat 15A. Nowhere. Nowhere. It says that I should have been sitting in seat 15D, which was empty the whole time I had got on this plane. So, instantly, the Most High put it in my spirit, you need to get on and tell Facebook this. And the reason why. So many times, we are in life and we allow the things that are important to us and the things that matter and the things that can influence our outcome, the things that can influence our health, the things that can influence our lives, the things that can influence whether we live or die. A lot of times we put it in the hands of other people. And we don't check behind on people. We don't question them people. We don't verify the information for ourselves. We just follow directions of somebody else. If it wasn't for me trusting in that flight attendant to direct me to the right seat, and if I would have taken the time to look down at my ticket myself to verify where I needed to be and not go off of what she had told me, and trusting that she would not misguide me or mislead me to the wrong place, I would not be sick today. I would not be sick today. Do you know how many people are out there today putting their salvation in the hands of a pastor, in the hands of a minister, in the hands of their mama and them, my grandma and them? Putting their salvation in the hands of someone who they respect, love, and or just trust, or someone who they just believe would not misguide them. And the truth is, a lot of times people misguide us unintentionally. Human mistake is a thing, people. Human mistake is a thing. But we allow ourselves to put our lives in the hands of people, and we don't even consider the fact of their human error. If it would not have been for me believing the flight attendant to guide me to the right seat, I would not be sick today. I have been sick for a whole week. Today is Thursday. I got home on Friday, and I didn't start feeling sick until I think it was like Sunday. And so from Sunday up until today, I've been fighting this thing. How many of us have allowed ourselves to put things in the hands of someone and they have misguided us? unintentionally for the most part, and or intentionally for some folks. We can no longer allow others to guide us to what is important. If you are a person who say you love the Most High, if you are the person or a person who say that you are saved, if you are a person who say you are serving the Most High, you can no longer afford to listen to other people. Your source of reference supposed to be His Word. His Word. We need to go back to His words. Put aside what others have told us. Put aside what we believed. Put aside what we have accepted as the truth. And go to His Word. Revert back to the physical evidence. Revert back to the written evidence. Go back to what He has instructed us to do, which is to study. And when He says study, He's not just talking about in one form, but study to show thyself approved. That is what we're supposed to do. He never said get underneath a covering. He never said get underneath a pastor. He never said get underneath somebody and allow that person to pour into you. We have to learn how to allow the Word to teach us the truth. So we have to stop going off of what other people say, what other people have said, what other people have taught us. And we have to start seeking the truth for ourselves. We have to verify what others have said. We can't just write it off and we can't just write it on. We can't sit up here and say, oh, that's true or that's accurate or I approve this message. We can no longer do that. We have to do what is called checks and balances. We have to hear the message and then check it out with the Word. And if it balances out with the Word, then we stamp that thing as the truth. But if that's not what it is, we can no longer keep approving information based off of trust. I trust you to tell me the truth. I trust you to lead me the right way. I trust you to guide me to where I need to be. Because the only one who's supposed to have that type of influence is the Holy Spirit. And the only way that you will be able to receive the Holy Spirit is if you yourself get into the Word and start studying, not reading, studying. So I'm not going to hold y'all long. I just wanted to come up here and say that real quick because if it had not been for me trusting that lady, I wouldn't be sick today. I would not be sick today. And trust me, this has been a process because I'm not one to take medicine. So my husband and I have been in here doctoring on me with herbal medicines and herbal remedies and tinctures. And I must say, this situation could have been a whole lot worse. It really could have been. And I must say that even though I am dealing with this, I have not been down and out. I haven't been suffering. I haven't been having fevers. I had one night of shakes and shivers, and I think that was Sunday night, Monday, something like that, one of the two. But it didn't last long because we've been kicking it in full gear because we want to wrap this thing up quick because it's slowing me down from doing other things that I need to do, right? I'm always doing something. So, again, thank you all for coming in. And I say again, but it's my first time. Thank y'all for coming in. Please get on the right page. Y'all need to get to that Word. Start studying, not reading. It's a difference. Studying. Study means you're slowing down the process of the reading. You're verifying words. You're researching words. You're reading things in the context of who the letters was written to and or who the instructions was written to. And you're putting things in its proper place. We got to get out of what we've been told, what we have taught, what we have hold on to as being the truth. We can no longer do it. We can't do it no more. Can't do it no more. But I'm not going to hold you long. That's all I got to say. Y'all be blessed. Whew. Be blessed. That's all I got to say.